All right, all right, all right. What's up, folks? Let's get into the Donald Trump lie. The bow-faced Trump address to America. Man, if it ain't ever been a speech in U.S. history filled with more lies, you missed it tonight. And what Donald Trump yelled out to the goddamn American public, for those who paid attention, and told you what it is that doesn't meet the eye. It doesn't meet the eye, it doesn't meet the data. But when Trump spews it out, you better listen because Trump knows there is a ton of knee walkers following suit behind his poop. And that's what he spewed out, and none of it matched any of the crap that this delusional clown spoke about tonight. I mean, dang, this is a waste of time, man. And the address is something like, how long was that address? That address was very short. That address is something like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and filled with nothing of substance for the American people. It was filled with nothing the American people are going to benefit from, nothing American people can use, and just a bunch of bow-faced lies. But this dude is extremely off his medication. Trump is really off the meds, and this dude is crazy, and this craziness has a comical side to it. So today, before he comes to the White House stage and put on this just asinine performance he does tonight, he drops his presidential walk of fame with it's been up for a while. He had these portraits outside the White House, but now he has added captions under the presidential walk of fame. And I mean, if we ain't got such a tacky president, I don't know if it gets any lower than this dude, man. This dude is tacky. He is low budget. He is an embarrassment to America. He's an embarrassment to leadership. He's an embarrassment to everything you can place an attachment on. And whether it makes you proud or embarrassed, you put embarrassment to that with Trump. Now, this fool put up a photo of his predecessors and other presidents of the past, but he highlighted the guys around his time. Obama. He highlighted, think something with Clinton. He talked about Clinton's wife. Then he gets with Joe Biden here, and he got a picture of Joe Biden. Wait, I know he had an auto pin. He put an auto. This dude is so tacky, man. This dude is tacky as hell. I can't believe this is what we have running this country. And it makes America one of the weakest nations on this planet with such a powerful military force that this dude is dragging the nation down into the plunges. He is dragging us down the toilet pipes, man, the drainage pipes. I mean, with the unprofessional side of this dude, man, this dude is a straight up hoodlum, homie. This dude is the gang banging reject. He like one of them dudes that's from your hood, but he a meth head. That's exactly what Donald Trump is. But let's go into this, man. So this is what he has here. Let me see how I'll blow this up. So this is an auto pen. This is supposed to be for Joe Biden. This fool writes up under this. So people who I guess visit the White House, other leaders, this is what they're gonna read on the presidents of the past, man. This dude is insane, homie. And I think the Republican Party is starting to have to wash their hands and you know, separate themselves from this president, bro. So it says Sleepy Joe Biden says was by far the worst president in America. Boy, we got one ignorant fool, and I see why we got such an inflation of ignorance inside of America. He's one of the worst presidents in American history. Taking office as a result of the most corrupt election ever seen in the United States. Biden oversaw a series of unprecedented, what he says, unprecedented, is that say dictator? What he say? Oh, dang, I need to find, oh, of unprecedented disasters that brought our nation to the brink of destruction. Says his policies caused the highest inflation ever recorded, which is a lie, leading to the United States, or sorry, leading to the US dollar to lose more than 20% of its value in 4 years, which is a lie. Says his Green New, what does that say? The Green New, damn, I can barely see this crap. It's so small, but I couldn't find it on anything else. Says Green New Scam. That's what it is. It's Green New Scam. Surrender American energy dominance, and by abolishing the southern border. Says Biden Says Biden let 20 million people from all over the world. Says pour into the United States, including from prisons, jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums, where Donald Trump is probably headed to. Trump is definitely headed to an insane asylum. This dude is insane. Says his Afghanistan disaster says was among the most humiliating events in American history, and what does that say? And resulted in the murder of 30 what is that 13 brave American service members. Says with many other gravely wounded, which we just lost 3 lives out there in Syria. We lost a life out there in Washington, D.C., while he got National Guards wasting their time, but he wanted to run his mouth. Says seeing Biden's devastating weakness. Dang, what does it say? Devastating weakness. Russia. Oh, says seeing Biden's devastating weakness. Russia invaded Ukraine. Says the Hamas terrorists launched the heinous October 7th attack on Israel. So that's what he wrote. He got an auto pen signing Biden's name. This fool is a joke. So here's Ronald Reagan. He says Ronald Reagan won the Cold War and transformed American politics and the conservative movement. Man, Reagan was a chump, a clown, and a piece of ish that goes right on top of Donald Trump. Says before entering the White House, Reagan was a Hollywood actor, a Hollywood snitch, a Hollywood agent, uh, uh, a tool of propaganda, a traitor to America. I mean, you can go on and on. While you bombing boats in goddamn Venezuela, you ought to go bomb the gravesite of Ronald Reagan, who is the father, along with him and Bush, the father of pouring drugs inside of America, poisoning the society. So before you want to speak of anything about this clown right here, Donald Trump, you better get your facts right and go learn something about America, which you ain't from, and start learning something about these people. Because Ronald Reagan ain't nothing but a clown. And he worse than all the boats y'all done bomb. You might as well throw Reagan in one of them boats. Put his wife in there and take the other Bush along with him. These are the dudes, what you see across these U.S. streets. Drug addicts bent over, lean and back, stuck, homelessness, people eating out the trash, burning barrels, sleeping in the dirt as a result of this goddamn clown's presidential policies, which Donald Trump seems to think that is beneficial because Donald Trump sits at a different penthouse when it comes to what American society is and what Americans actually go through. That Reagan was the father of corporate greed. Reagan was the father of pillaging America's wealth, taking it away from a certain economic class. Reagan is the father of ridding America of a middle class, resources, and opportunity. So I don't ever highlight this clown. But of course, a clown like Trump will highlight a fool like this because they're one and the same. All right, so continue on. Says before entering the White House, Reagan was a Hollywood actor, president of the String Actors Guild, which he did a lot of betraying people, running that McCarthyism crap, reporting other actors as being communists and getting them blacklisted from Hollywood, ruining careers, things like that. Governor of California, which he created the first gun laws in California after seeing black folks exercising their Second Amendment rights the same way whites have done it. We can go on and on about this clown right here. Thank God he no longer exists. And why he pushing dope inside of America. His daughter was one of the biggest crackheads in America. She had a pipe in her mouth, and that's why she has erased the Reagan lineage from her damn name. And that's why you can barely find anything on his daughter. She don't claim this dude is her dad. She knew her dad was a scumbag, and probably with how much of an embarrassment of a man this dude was, she resorted to using drugs. Let's continue on. So, and for decades, a leading voice in American conservatism, which is how Hitler kind of talked dog whistling from Trump. Red see through it because Red's like a PhD in all this stuff. The rest of y'all brains don't function fast enough. Says as president, says he entered. As president, he enacted tax cuts, presided over, and those tax cuts benefited the 1%. Um, it preside. Oh, says he entered. He enacted the tax cuts, presided over a thriving economy, which is a lie. Says and rebuilt the American military, which they kicked a lot of people out. We start downsizing the size of our military, closing bases, that kind of stuff. Says he survived being shot by an assassin. Says and confronted the Soviet Union with a striking moral clarity. Says labeling it an evil empire. Says in putting unprecedented pressure on the communist menace. Says known as the great communicator. Says he was reelected in a landslide in 1984. Says and left office with a high approval. Says having restored national confidence, spirit, and will, which is false. Says he was a fan of President. Let me see. That one did cut off. I'm gonna find another one. There's another one that should be a little zoomed in. So here he is with President Barack Obama. So let me see. Let me see something. Okay, so he got President Barack Hussein Obama, says the first black president, a community organizer, one-term senator from Illinois, and one of the most divisive political. It's racist ass clown, bro. This racist ass dude named Donald Trump. Out of all the people on this damn wall of presidents, this dude is the most divisive dude inside of America. This dude is a clown because these white folks lost their mind once a black dude stepped up in there. You can't make this crap with this fool. He says the most divisive. Where was that? The most divisive political figure in American history. The most eye-opening political figure because it woke the world up to how bigot these old little scumbags that a lot of you out the South and Midwest vote into office. And says as president, says he passed the highly ineffective. He passed the highly ineffective, unaffordable CARE Act, says resulting in his party losing control of both houses of Congress and the election, says in the election of the largest House Republican majority since 1946. Says he presided over a stagnant economy, which is a lie. Says approved the terrible Iran nuclear deal. Says and signed the one-sided Paris Climate Accord, both of which were later terminated by God. He put his own self into Barack Obama's. Oh my God. This fool is crazy as a bat with rabies, homie. Bill Clinton served as Attorney General and Governor of Arkansas before winning the presidency in what was called a major upset over President George H.W. Bush. The father. So, as president, Clinton signed crime and welfare legislation, says which was passed with the leadership of Republicans in Congress. Says he approved NAFTA. Says which President Donald Trump was. Oh my God. Oh my God, man. Somebody go rip this shit off that wall. Oh my God, man. America is in the twilight zone. This guy is a plundering idiot, man. What is going on with Trump's brain? Says he he throwing himself in here. Says he approved NAFTA, which President Donald J. Trump would later terminate as being bad for the United States. Says welcome China into the World Trade Organization and oversaw NATO's military intervention in Bosnia and Kosovo. Says despite the scandal that bring up the scandal with Monica Lewinsky and his stuff. Oh my God, homie. This fool is an idiot. Despite the scandals that plunged his presidency, says the tech boom of the late 1990s has resulted in excellent economic growth, says which helped him and Republicans in Congress deliver balanced budgets for says for the first time in decades. In 2016, President Clinton's wife, Hillary Clinton, lost the presidency to bring himself back. He lost his, she lost her. This boy is stupid. He said 2016, President Clinton's wife, Hillary, lost the presidency to President Donald J. Trump. Boy, you can't make this shit up. This fool is an idiot, homie. Salute to CJ in the super chat with $20. Always right. Yes, indeed, homie. Yes, indeed. Oh my God, this fool is crazy. It's batshit. Hold on. Wait, let me see what he put for his goddamn self. Hold on, let me read his. I gotta find it. This dude is insane. Oh, wait, he added more. He added, wait. This fool is oh my God. Wait up, wait up, wait up. Wait, everybody else got like one plaque. He put a double. He put a double. Oh, put double plaques. He put double plaques on Obama's. He put double plaques on Obama and Joe Biden. All right, so I read the first part. Wait, did I read out? Yeah. So he terminated by President Donald J. Trump. Under Obama, says the ISIS, what is that? The ISIS caliphate says spread across the Middle East. Libya collapsed into chaos, and rebels invaded and took crimes in Ukraine. Oh, Russia. Sorry, that's not rebels. It says Russia invaded and took Crimea in Ukraine. He crippled small businesses with says with crushing regulations and environmental red tape. Says devastated American coal miners and weaponized the IRS and federal bureaucracy against his political opponents. Oh my God. Obama also spied on the 2006. Oh my God. I'm getting a headache reading this shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh man, this fool is stupid. Hold on. This fool just writing all type of negative shit. Oh my God. He says Obama also spied on the 2016 presidential campaign of Donald J. Trump. Presided over the creation of the, what does that say? The Russia, presided over the creation of the Russia hoax. The worst political scandal in American history. His what he said, his hand-picked successor, Hillary Rodham Clinton, says would then lose the presidency. This old dude is an idiot, homie. This old dude is a straight up idiot, man. Oh my God. And then look, he got the Biden one too. The Biden one got two parts to it. Oh man, let me read the second part to the Biden one. And like I said, for the Biden, he don't even put Biden picture on that mug. He put an auto pen. This fool got an auto pen for fucking Joe Biden picture. Nickname both Sleepy Joe and Crooked Joe. Nickname both Sleepy and Crooked Joe Biden. I mean, people are supposed to read this from a U.S. president. Man, it don't get no more. It don't get no more tackier and treasonous than Donald Trump, homie. Donald Trump is a Russian agent, homie. Putin got this fool mind on strings. So Joe Biden was so nicknamed both Sleepy and Crooked Joe Biden was dominated by his radical left handlers. They says they and their allies in the fake news media attempted to cover up his severe mental. Oh my God. They they attempted to cover up his his severe mental decline in his unprecedented use of the auto pen. And that's what he put for Joe Biden picture is an auto pen. This dude is insane. Oh my God. Following his humiliating debate, says following his humiliating debate loss to President Trump in the big June 2004 debate, says he was forced to withdraw from his campaign for re-election in disgrace. Biden weaponized law enforcement against his political opponent, while also prosecuting many other innocent people. He left office issuing blanketed pardons to radical Democrat criminals and thugs. Oh my God, he called them thugs. It's out for revenge, homie. Trump is out for revenge. He has to go. They got to impeach this fool. So, wait, where I left off at? So, wait, where is that? He called these fools thugs. Says Democrat criminals and thugs, as well as members of the Biden crime. This fool got this shit outside the damn White House. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This fool called the Biden family the crime family. Wait, let me. He left office issuing blanket pardons to radical Democrat criminals and thugs, as well as members of the Biden crime family. Hold on. It says, but despite it all, President Trump will get reelected. Oh, no. Oh my God. This fool said, despite it all, President Trump would go, says President Trump would get reelected in a landslide and save America. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man. This bozo is retarded, homie. And now he gives off this dang bozo speech tonight, which was a presentation of nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. He's speaking on the economy because he realized that the economy is failing him. And especially as he tries to take away labor and statistics information that comes out, hiding data from people, data that others are supposed to use. And then even when the person that, remember, he fired a guy, he replaces it with somebody, and even the data they present shows a backwards trend in where America is heading. American inflation rates have also gone up. They have are remain in the same place. Ain't nothing come down. The cost that people are paying in stores have risen. Gas prices have fallen, and maybe because this fool's still in oil tankers as well. That fool out in the middle of the ocean, still in Venezuela ships. Now that could escalate into something more catastrophic. That can escalate into some real catastrophic events happening around the world on whether American oil shipments get confiscated by other nations, whether or not China get involved, other more powerful nations who will look to work partnerships with China. I mean, sorry, with Venezuela. Venezuela may partner with China to provide, access to their oils, and they bring ships in. Let America touch one of their ships and it'll be on and cracking. Or watch the U.S. Navy bow down and don't do nothing to board any of them damn ships, or else they have bigger problems on their hand. You have had planes that have Brandon. I ignore your comments, homie. You don't know nothing about politics, homie. And then so we get to where we almost have two mid-air incidents involving commercial planes as well as U.S. military aircraft that are flying in Venezuelan territory. Like, this dude has lost his rabbit ass mind. And that rabbit ass mind is going to fall out the crack of his ass when it comes tumbling down. It is falling apart. You've had this damn FBI guy who is also shaking the spot. Now, you know what? I ain't even finished with that board. I got to look at the board. I got to see what Trump put for himself. I know he had to put some outrageous shit about himself. Oh my God, I could not get over that, man. That shit was funny as hell to me. Oh man, hold on. Let me see what he wrote for himself. I know he got one on the wall. Oh, he got two parts to himself. That Joe Biden one is comedy. Hold on. And then we're gonna get into what's going on. And I ended my live yesterday, and I forgot to get on this part about where America is, where he talks about bringing jobs and all that other crap, and how manufacturing. America is in such a bad spot when it comes to where we are in manufacturing and all this stuff, and about foreign investment. No, foreign companies are coming in here to run American plants, and also to bring their own people here. And let me see, because I was looking at one thing on shipping, like when it came down to American manufacturing, like the ports out there that have historically done ship making. And globally, America only holds a 1% share of the market when it comes to into the manufacturing of ships. Most ships are made by Korea, Japan, and then China being number one. America only has a 0.1%, a 0.1% of the manufacturing of ship making in the world. Like, we are in such a horrible spot. And this is the way that America feels for Donald Trump. This chump gets no love, no love to these fools. And then this fool out there in that speech, he ain't speak nothing about the $2,000 that Deuce Time thought he was getting. He ain't talking about none of that. You know what Trump talked about tonight? He talked about giving the troops $1,776. The year in which America was founded, on land stolen from the goddamn natives. Oh my God, let me find this crap. Let me find what Trump wrote for itself. I know one of these fools who took this stuff had to take a picture of what Trump wrote for his own self. I got to see what type of maverick shit he wrote about himself. That mess on Biden and Obama was comedy, homie. Even the one on Bill Clinton was comedy too. Let me see. That fool put an auto pin for Joe Biden. I thought he would hate Biden more than he hate. I thought he would hate Obama more than he hates Joe Biden. Let me see. But he know if he go after Obama too much, he know how that'll backfire on him. Damn, I can't. They don't got one for about himself. I have to see what he wrote about himself. He probably got to say I'm the best, like he spoke about tonight. America, the world has never seen America recover like this. America's the greatest and most powerful and the envy of the world. Like, no, it ain't. The world laughing at this country. The world laughing at this country. And then the world is going in here buying up this country from this fool. They buying up everything for sale with this clown. And more of these nations gonna come in here, set up manufacturing, and it's just simple as that. This will rush right in here, buy up everything what Trump believes is an investment, and they're gonna sit here and own things, get America to buy their stuff. So it ain't nothing that's popping off with this dude and what he thinks he has a line. He's setting up, certain people who are in favor for him and putting them in positions, putting them in the positions to put their money up for shit, have them to run America dry. And as simple as that. He got in there bragging about he created all this, what he said, 100% of the job creations was in the private market. No government, none in the public sector, meaning the government side of things. All on the private side, which is the corporate side of things. And those job numbers are low. Unemployment's escalating in that side of the market. And nobody's seeing an improvement in anything. Nobody's seeing increases in what they make. Pay has always been stagnant. He tried to bring up this issue about the affordability issue, which he said is a new thing, which is a dumbass lie from an old dude who has been around for almost 80 years. And bringing up that affordability is a new thing, but Trump has always has always been raised with a silver spoon in his mouth, so he wouldn't know the reality of what 98% of the population experience in this country, and those are people who are on the fringes of having shit and not, who are a check away from having to sell off everything, panicking, and all this other crap, away from a medical crisis that crushes the damn family. And that's just the way it is, from a second income that is taken away from the family to destroy everything, put them in a poorhouse. So this dude has never experienced what most of this country has experienced, because Trump comes from this class of people who have created these dynamics in this country, who have ruined what America is. And so this fool talks about housing, your rents, and the cost of affording a home being brought up by the invasion of illegals coming into this country. That they have created this crisis in the where people can barely afford reasonable pricing in the housing markets, and as well as the rental markets. And that's the biggest lie. But the one thing he left out is how his corporate homeboys have come in here and just brought up all type of new homes that have gone into the open market, and therefore inflating the cost of this shit. He left that was like the most apparent thing into this crisis that we see within the housing market, is the fact that our own core American companies are sitting in here purposely buying this shit, exploding the cost of these homes, and forcing people to pay double of what these properties are actually worth. That's why I say I wouldn't touch none of this shit. And I can go into a house immediately. I wouldn't dare buy none of this bullshit. And this is before I ever knew that companies were sitting here buying up whole plots of newly built homes and forcing these costs. I just know when shit is wrong, because I pay attention to shit. And I remember, I gotta give Deuce Time his credit. First time I ever heard somebody speaking about companies buying up homes was through Deuce Times. And then Brandon Washington on here, a Trump lover, walking on his knees for Donald Trump. Let's see his comments. He says, "Oh shit, this is another Trump derangement show." Says, "Let's go." No, the derangement is your president. That boy done lost his rabbit ass mind. And then he says, "West Coast Wednesday." No, it's Donald Trump's stump out Wednesday. And then Mir in the building says, "Always right on politics." Yes, indeed. What up, my brother Mir? I know Boxing says it wouldn't be a complete week, says Reg don't show his hatred of Trump. No, Reg just showing that he's a true American and speaking on what's happening in America, and a dope head that's wrecking it and making the world, because I know the world just sat back there and laughed their ass off at Trump. Mark Summers says, what do you think? Says, what do you think Kamala doing right now? Laughing. Kamala laughing like a mug because y'all suffering. Kamala ain't got nothing to worry about. Kamala's selling them books, making big time money, speaking engagements, and sitting back here eating her popcorn, watching as the people who voted for this clown suffer. They go through watching as these people go through hell and they catch hell while presidents sit around here in parades as if he's accomplishing something, talking retarded tariff talk, and then faking out to American soldiers that they're going to be receiving some $1,776 check, as if that was just some groundbreaking, life-changing money he was talking about, which it comes out that they doubt that Trump can even approve that money even going through. So Donald Trump sat there and lied to these soldiers. And I'm going to see if any soldiers speak on that money being deposited in their bank accounts. And we highly doubt that shit. And the MAFF says the king of pedos. And that's why the FBI director left. Remember that deputy FBI director, not the immigrant guy Trump got in there, but the dude, what's his name? Dan what is that? Bongino, the one who was about to leave some months ago. Remember Dan Bongino had brought that up that he was about to bounce before when he went off on Pam Bondi. Because a lot of people getting that news about this dude's announcement about leaving his position as the deputy director of the FBI. He's leaving in about 2 more weeks. He flipped out. Remember, he flipped out months ago, like in June or July or some shit. And he flipped out on Pam Bondi in the way in which she was holding back the release of the Epstein files. Because people want to know the truth. And then you had the one of the top in command in Trump administration, Susan, what's her name? Susie Wiles, who just got the talking big time backstabbing bullshit truth on the whole Trump administration. Talk about Elon being a ketamine head, Donald Trump exhibiting what she say? She exhibiting the behaviors of an alcoholic because her daddy was alcoholic. She know the signs. Trump may be in there on that table snorting because he said Trump don't drink. He might be on that table snorting that shit, pouring out a little bit of liquor, sniffing it. And then Mark Sumner says Biden was the worst. Says was the worst. Says guy was falling off. Says CJ says I emailed you Trump presidential turn play. Oh, okay, thanks. All right, let me pull that shit up. Thanks, CJ. He says guy was falling off his bicycle. Says and couldn't get out of bed. Says never seen anything like that. That's what's no. You believe you never seen nothing like that. Don't forget your boy Ronald Reagan had Alzheimer's. He fell off a horse, bopped his head off the ground. He ended up playing the video game Pong on his head from a horse. And that was God, kind of paying him back for, the stuff he was doing to LA and shit. Well, let me see. What email you sent it to, CJ? Oh, let me see. Give me 1 sec. I got to see what Trump wrote about himself. Let me see. Oh, it might be on the Google one. Hold on. You might have sent it on the Google one. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I got to see what Trump wrote about himself. Let me see. I'm going to get through this because I know this Trump shit going to have me laughing like a mug, man. The other two had me falling the fuck out. All right, I got it, CJ. This old dude is crazy as a mug, man. Let me see. Let me see what this damn fool wrote. Wait, damn. How can I zoom it in? Let me see. Let me see. Open it with... I may have to... Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'm going to have to open it from the phone and I'm going to screenshot and then put it over here. I have to see Trump's statements on himself. This dude is purified comedy, homie. Pure comedy, man. I ain't never seen no dude like this in my life. This dude is one of the tackiest dude that has ever stepped foot in any kind of office, man. I don't know where they find this fool. I don't know where they found this fool Trump, man, out of a cereal box or something. Hold on, let me see. Let me blow that up. There we go. Let me see. Says two. Says it's two. Says one is for the first term. Oh my God, this fool got 2 of them for himself. This dude is a nutcase, man. Oh, let me blow this one up. Hold on, let me see. All right, damn. How do I blow it up? All right, damn. Let me see. All right, no, I may have to try that again. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. All right, let me go there. Let me say this real quick. I got put on the screen for everybody too. Hold on 1 second. Got one more. So this fool made two of them for each of his goddamn terms. This dude is a straight up narcissistic fool. This dude is the king of narcissism, man. This dude is insane, Obi. Let me see. Save it there. Let me see one more time. Let me say it one more time. The king of narcissism, man. All right, here we go. So I can put that over here. 1 second, folks. Let me blow that. That one's cool. That one's cool. 2025. 2025. Wait, hold on. What's this one say? Okay, here we go. Let me blow this one up. Let me see. Can I save that? All right, perfect. All right, I got it. We good. So let me add it to the live stream here real quick. Let me go back into the stream and get this upload. Thank you for that, CJ. Then this dude, but like I say, Trump is a failure. The other thing with the FBI fool, that fool flipped out because these people want this stuff released. And Bondi up here trying to hold her job. Like I say, the people in Trump administration are bums. These people are there. These people are there for a paycheck. And the way in which they get their checks is to kiss this dude's rectum. And they know they have to stay in the good grace of this dude. They can't go and tell him the truth. They can't be like Trump, that's not going to work, or else they're fired. And therefore, they had to tell their families, we got to pack it up. I'm an actual bum. I have no real skills. Donald Trump let me stay in there based on the privilege given to my skin complexion in his administration, and the fact that he's a fake and falsified American who doesn't know anything about America, can't teach a goddamn thing about America, and can't push none of that old uncultured culture he's trying to push on people. He can push it to the slaves, a lot of these slave-minded folks who walk on their knees for this clown, out of their fear of a rope, an imaginary rope that no Manhattanite like Donald Trump would ever utilize on you. And then Matt F says Trump is the worst. Says Trump is the worst. Says he plays with little girls on Epstein Island. That's a fact. Even that lady revealed that. That lady in his administration, his most trusted confidant, put that out. That Trump been on that damn island. Trump been on that plane with Epstein. What was on there with Epstein? Magazines and shit. What are they? Math books. What was Trump on there doing? Homework, studying for the SAT? I doubt it. And then Brent Watson says, I know boxing says this is third show this week. Oh, y'all ain't seen nothing. I'm gonna get 10 of them in. Lassie Cuss says that orange piece of shit says was speaking nothing but Japanese for real, shaking my head. That's all he speak, my brother. And he says that orange ninja says lies more than flu blood, sports TV. Matt F says Reagan killed the black community, and that's an actual fact, homie. And that same thing Donald Trump doing, which just the second wave of the Reagan, Trump, and Bush waves. And he says Reagan is the father of all crack babies, including his daughter. His daughter was a crackhead and a whore. His daughter was selling that thing to get her hit. When Reagan cut the money off from her and stuff, she was selling that thing up in crack houses, getting flipped. You know what I'm saying? You don't never hear nothing about these fools. They can't teach parenthood. They can't, and then people be listening to these type people telling you how to be a mother and father. They don't even talk about their kids, and especially their daughters. Especially even if you look at Patty Hearst, you look at the fool with the acting director. That's the type of shit we watch with Rob Reiner or what goes on in these households of these fools. You'll be a damn fool learning parenting from these type of clowns. Better wake up. But some of y'all slaves. Y'all stay right on the channel with them. And then Auto Boxing, and Brandon Watson says, we brothers must unite, says, and get our lost brother Red, says the mental health he needs, says his TDS is really taking hold of him. Man, that shit don't work on me, homie. None of this type of shit work on Reg, man. I'm too beyond y'all, man. too mentally strong. Y'all too mentally weak, and y'all belong as slaves. Man, I'll help Trump round y'all up. If Trump ever start producing cotton, I would join the Trump patrol to round y'all knee walkers up. And if Deuce Time in the building says, really, salute, salute. Man, I'll be on a special ops team. I'll come rappelling down a Black Hawk to round you fools up. And the Brandon Watson says, Donald Boxer says, nah, bro, says he cooked. Staying from above says, I missed the sense of security since I felt when President Barack was in office. And America, don't be a surprise when the war kick off, homie. When a war and people back Venezuela up, don't be surprised when a first American oil tanker gets snatched up out the damn ocean. And the mirror says, oh shit, says reset the super chat by sending 100. Sending a C note in the damn super chat. Refresh the super chat. Man, it ain't working right. And he says, I got called. No, says, I just got a call, says it don't work. That fool blue blood with that bullshit. Velocity cuts it and rolling. And Nano Boxer says, CJ says, he says, Unlimited Cool, says, stop trying to show us, says, trying to show us up. Says, you just think you better than us, says, because you got $19.99 to spare. Says, brother's always showing off. And then Matt F says, Brandon says, I bet you love them Trump condoms. Man, for real, Brandon does love Trump condoms. He had one. He probably let Trump use one on his motherfucking knee walking ass. And then Auto Boxing the Brandon, he says, we can't let Red slip into oblivion. Says, because that's where his Trump hatred will take him. Man, please, that shit don't work over here. He in there laughing, talking about Reg. Nah, Reg ain't never got no love for Trump, homie. I'll take a felony case on showing you how I feel about Trump. You watch Trump take a Deontay Wilder hit. Like, that nigga gets no respect from me, homie. Y'all niggas slaves. Now, I'm born in Los Angeles. I ain't got my attachments to slavery and all that shit. Is about 200 years dead. That shit gone in the motherfucker. I ain't got no attachment to slavery. No bow downism shit to me. None of that. So I'm a Los Angeles black. And then Brandon Watson says, see how much Joy Ridge gets out of this? Man, shit. You see me laughing at an ignorant motherfucker. And Auto Boxer says, Red says, say what you want. Slim says, you know Trump is pure entertainment. Entertainment ain't the way to go, homie. That's the problem with y'all. Y'all love entertainment for the wrong reasonings. Like when y'all get real entertainment, y'all talk about how the real entertainers destroy the community. But Donald Trump, who can really affect your lives, y'all find joy in his ignorance. And it just shows me how stupid y'all is on some real ish. And the rest of people who like this understand how stupid you is and understand how they can do like the chump on the damn Knicks can thumb you up your butt because they know how stupid you are. Man, entertainment, rap. Oh, we want to be a basketball players and this and that. We just want to entertain. But Donald Trump get in here and do this insane, fully retarded shit. And you talking about you entertained by it. About as dumb as I don't know what. And then Matt F says, and then back to my cousin Deuce Time. I didn't hear Trump mention nothing about those 2,000 buckaroos that he got you believe you gonna get in May. This fool faked out the troops talking about they getting $1,776. No, let me not say 17. Some of y'all gonna think 17,000. $1,776. And then Matt F says all of Reagan's crack babies says are now Trumpstein supporters. Absolutely. And then Matt F says all of Reagan crack babies says are now Trumpstein supporters. Today, just say no. This is your brain on drugs. And then CJ I know Boxing says gotta support one of my main sources of entertainment. Yes, indeed, my brother CJ in the motherfucking building. And then I know Boxing and CJ says I'm just playing with you, Slim. And then Matt F says trying to pay the troops to follow his illegal orders. Man, the troops ain't gonna follow none of that shit. Cause I remember being in the army when Bush came into office and Bush gave out that stimulus shit. That shit didn't mean nothing. Bush is still an idiot to me. Bush is still certified dummy. I spent up that money quick. It was what, $800 or something. And then when I got out the army, when Bush is leaving before he ruined the economy, after getting this after getting this goddamn alley hoop from Bill Clinton and they're giving an economy full of so much because of the failed policies of George Bush. And in fact, George Bush is going to do the dealings of the corporate world and then start deregulating shit and allow corporate America just run amok. And when corporate America run amok, it is just to steal out your pockets. I'm going to take this, and that from you, ruin you. Here, you want credit? Oh, take this credit. Let me ruin you. Bam. Put you in a hole. We're gonna run amok. Oh, you want a house? Let's make this house. Let's do the 32 fake out. Give them you work at McDonald's. Okay, you can get a big 5,000 square foot home. Boom, your payment's gonna be this. Let's trick me. He ain't gonna read the paper. What happens 5 years from now? Worked y'all fools, taking away all type of regulation, but not knowing you got to balance the balance book. And everything went out of whack. Everything got corrected. Boom, big companies no longer here anymore. Fell apart. Companies that almost held $1 trillion in assets. Big banks folding. A lot of people forget that because people of this world are stupid. And that's why they can't teach nothing. And that's why the kids don't learn nothing, because their parents are stupid. And you have a cycle of generational stupidity amongst each adult who starts life as a newborn child, going through their little adolescence, through their juvenile years, and adulthood, and never learn a goddamn thing that's ever been passed on to them. And therefore, they don't know shit about the past. And even the people who experienced and lived through it no longer know anything. Their brains get wiped out of any information. People have no information stored in this motherfucker. Their information come from this, a place called Twitter and the dark web. They just stupid as hell. And I just sit back and I'll be watching people like, damn, these fools stupid. Then we want to try to give you information. That should be always wrong. And that's why I hit people with the intelligent shit that make them mad than a motherfucker. I'm always right when talking in the company of dummies. And these motherfuckers out here stupid, homie. Certified dummies. And they ain't gonna never get nothing. Gonna keep pressed down and will never get ahead. Following these degenerate clowns, Republican clowns, conservatives. And then I know boxing says Deuce said Reg, Deuce told you, said Reg, Deuce told you about the house being brought up, says he's also trying to give you the knowledge of Trump, says, but you ain't picking up, says what Deuce is putting up. Man, I don't listen to no fool. You got the brand of Krishan Rock, I know boxing. You sat right behind Krishan Rock in your Baltimore school. And then Brandon Washington says a non-homeowner says, speaking on homes being too expensive, hilarious. Brandon, you sound dumb as hell, because everything you sitting in a home in which you know nothing about, you don't know when that house is built, what is the true value of that house, and you done brought at an inflated price. That what you talking about? I can go buy a house. What am I gonna buy a house for? Does that mean you don't learn the market? Does that mean you don't pick up the book to learn how to go into home ownership? Would you be dumb enough to buy a home? No. And that's why Trump and them are addressing all type of formulas of trying to figure out how to get more people into buying homes, because smart people ain't buying that shit. But you too dumb. You just, if they open it, dummies like you will buy it. And that's the way of the corporate world. If you open it, the dumb motherfuckers will come. And so they open it. Fools are stupid out here, homie. And the boxer sparring says, "What up, bro?" Says, "You think he really giving military Xmas dividend?" Hell no, hell no. Because you know who gonna get a piece of? If he talking about tariff money, corporations that's gonna sue that fool, such as Costco and the rest of them that's gonna come up. Are we giving out dividends? You better break bread over here, homie. And then Auto Boxer says you would put your patent letting tap shoes and start tap dancing for Trump. Says to avoid the cotton fields, man. Nah, I'll help round y'all up because y'all belong on them cotton fields. I need more t-shirts. I need more white shirts because I'm still in love with my white shirts, and I need y'all out there picking, boy. So I'm gonna help Trump round you up, and it's gonna still be, and you're gonna still see me. Wait, where is that one at? You're going to still see me giving Trump this. Hold on, let me see. Where we at? You're going to still see me giving Trump this. Even with rounding y'all up. Wait, where's that picture? I had it on there earlier. Let me see. Where's food? There we go. You'll still see me giving Trump this. The middle, god damn it. You'll still see me giving Trump that. While we're at the rounding y'all up. That's what it's gonna be. And then let me see what we had in the chat. Then I'm gonna continue on. So hold back on the comments a little bit, folks. Hold back on the comments. Says, so you telling me, says you wouldn't accept the White House invitation, says to meet the great Donald Trump? Man, if I'll piss in the hallway if I got invited to that fool White House. Agent Matt says, salute. Pittsburgh T in the building, another Trump need Walker. He says, Deuce was right, says was right. Trump cut check, says to active duty, says before Christmas. Says we next, says he breaking that change to us. Well, I'm waiting for y'all to get it because when y'all get it, I'll get it. And what day that's gonna be on the 32nd? The troops gonna get their dividend on the 32nd of December. And the Agent Matt said, it sounds like tonight, y'all summon Revolution Ridge. No, Ridge been a revolution. But one thing about, but what y'all don't know about revolutionaries and were the ones in the past that fucked up is they don't know how to turn that shit off. And in fact, they think just being rah, let me go do this. And damn, I ain't get nothing. Damn, officer, these cuffs is a little too tight. I'm never gonna work for the right man. Damn, it is real cold out here in this box tonight. Y'all niggas don't know what revolution is. That's why I don't follow people, never have and never will. Don't listen to people at all, because I've always come to what I love to say. It's how stupid people are. These fools is fake revolutionary. That's all people are. People don't know no revolution and shit. And then Asian Matt says, y'all know I'm gonna put Revolution Ridge to the ultimate test though. Nah, I will never follow your test. Asian Matt, this is one thing you gotta learn about me, man. I be cool with folks, but I don't follow folks. You can never put me to the test. Or I think I'm gonna respond to you. Y'all already know how I move. I move on my own accord. I analyze shit. I may analyze shit that fast, or I may analyze things this slow. But follow people, I'm gonna watch how you do it, and I'm gonna watch the results of it. Or I made to watch the results of people before you ever thought about it. And we got plenty. We Black Americans, homie. We got hundreds of years of examples. And we can go into an era that really affects us some 50 years ago and watch the examples of how people go about shit. That's why I was revolutionary with all them rednecks in the military. Did I lose anything? Absolutely. I won. I came out victorious amongst these punks. Like, come on, homie. People can't talk about no real. You fools ain't got no. Not saying this directly to you, Asian Matt, but just people in this mindset about revolutions. People ain't got no examples of nothing about being revolutionaries. Like none. And then Asian Matt says, but like I say, even our greatest examples and some of our greatest leaders in this war against Trump-like people within the U.S. government, they have never learned when to cut that off. They have never even witnessed when they have won these battles. And they continuously engage in unnecessary battles and never learn to turn it off and then when to go into the diplomatic side of revolutionary victory. Boom, you done kick the door open. You at the door. You make these fools listen to you economically, but being intellectual. Can't come in there mad, all this other, and get up out of here. And there's certain people within certain waves or whatever little force it is to take a step aside, let the intellectual, the well-spoken ones take a seat at the table. And ensuring you got the right ones, that you ain't got a bunch of sellouts being brought to the table. But Black folks, when they lead these revolutions, get things started, they don't trust other people to go in there and to be the mouthpiece of shit. Because amongst those who talk intelligent, you find like a lot of intelligent talking people end up being sellouts. Bunch of Carlton Banks ass fools. And then Asian Matt says, y'all know, oh yeah, I read that one. But ain't no putting me through no test. That never works with me. And then Killer Boy says, thank you, President Trump. For what? What you get from President Trump? New wheels on the trailer? What you get from Trump, Killer Boy? You got some new wheels on your trailer. It's big dummy. I guess when the tornado coming through, you can move that mug out the way of Tornado Alley, I guess. Where you put the wagon in reverse. And then in the Midtown Throw says the brand of Christian Rock is wild. Yeah, that's when I know boxing guy. He sat behind her in class. And then I know boxing says Pittsburgh T says done enter the chat. Says he about to drop facts on Ridge. Says it make Reg blood pressure go up. Pittsburgh T is Reg arch enemy. Who said Pittsburgh T is my enemy? Just because you hear us go at each other and debate over this crap, man, he ain't my enemy, fool. What you talking about? Man, y'all be using the wrong language, homie. But then again, you sat behind Krishan Rock, so you would listen, you would spew out that kind of misinformation. Just because I go off at people, people can go off at me. Just because you hear people get heated, don't mean it's beef. And I don't hate Pittsburgh T. I just think he ignorant to a lot of shit, and he be wrong on a lot of topics. He's still my brother. Like fools, you fools can't divide and conquer. That's why I ain't one of them old no jumper ass black dudes. Most of y'all are. I know boxing says Asian Math says, yeah, says I know boxing Asian Math says, yeah, Reggie on one tonight, Slim. Nah, I'm on my normal one. But when I talk about Trump, I keep it real because y'all walk on y'all knees. Y'all just don't hear what y'all hearing is non-knee walk talk. Y'all knee walkers. And Asian Math says, I know boxing says you counting out Revolution Ridge already. Says I haven't given him the test yet. Man, no test work over here, bro. And then Madev laughing his ass off says 32nd of the month. Yeah, that's when they're gonna all get their checks from Trump. they checks going to Elon Musk and Vladimir Putin. I know boxing the age of math says Reg ain't never been they never been right. Always right, homie. Says I come here, says for the pure dumb entertainment. Says he makes my work hours go past quick. And he says, hey, chat says, never forget. Says Reg was sitting in the audience at the Kamala rally. Says he was saying, that's the next president right there. Says, how that turned out, says for you, Reg. Oh, it turned out good because I'm up here enjoying Donald Trump. I'm enjoying Donald Trump and all of his failed supporters. Like, let me see the dude who came in here talking about thank you, Donald Trump. The dude who Donald Trump will help him buy new wheels to put on that little raggedy trailer that he needs to help move before tornado season come through. He might live in Kansas or something. Tornado season gonna be coming through there, sweeping through with F.5 tornadoes, and he need a good car. So hopefully you get him a catalytic converter on that little Jeep Wrangler. No, what's that? What's some little pickup trucks they used to drive? The little Wrangler truck. What's some little small, tiny little pickup trucks? He got a little tiny pickup truck. You gonna put a hitch on it, and that little the little engine that could pickup truck is gonna be struggling to get his goddamn mobile home trailer out the way of Tornado Alley when an F.5 tornado comes sweeping through the area. It did and then Auto Boxing says, oh yeah, I read that one. And then Matt F says, new wheels, he in there rolling that thing. Yeah, that's what that boy gonna get. That fool call his name I done forgot this dummy's name already. His name was Killer Boy, named Killer Boy, gonna get new wheels on his trailer. And then Asian Matt says the chat wants to hear Revolution Ridge say cracker 3 times in a row. It says I say cracker more. Oh yeah, sure. And in Midtown says, not gonna lie, says Krishan says the only woman I know that looks good with it. Man, you know what's crazy? I was saying this shit earlier in my head because a lady a while ago, this lady, and I seen a photo of her, and because she had a tooth missing. And when she was talking, she trying to talk with her mouth. She an older lady, like trying to talk with her mouth covered. I said, man, nobody judge you on that missing tooth. I said, I didn't saw your tooth a while ago. I didn't seen that you had a tooth missing a while ago. I said, I ain't judge you on that shit. Like, because she talking about she gonna be going to the dentist to get it replaced. Like, that shit don't bother me. If you come off cool, you boo. But then when I was thinking about this was months ago when the lady came, maybe a year ago. It's like a year ago when she came up. I seen her photo today. Was thinking about when she told me that. But then I was like, that shit don't really bug because I'm like, Krishan missing a whole motherfucking tooth and move around because the girl, and that's how bad Krishan could have been. Krishan is still a pretty chick with a missing tooth, all type of dumb stuff on her face, crazy as a bat, and it doesn't. The only thing affect her. The one thing that kills our Krishan is her mental. It don't mind how pretty you are. If your mental is messed up, it destroys you. And that's just what you get for Krishan. But that chick is missing a whole tooth, and she still looks good. But she is no good. She is what I heard Paul Pierce call chicks. What do you say about chicks? Oh, they cook when they 35. Krishan mental cooks her. She cooked. She cooked. But imagine if she had the right upbringing, better parents around her. That girl would be drop dead gorgeous. If she had greater value to herself, that girl be extremely drop dead gorgeous. She'll shit on everything around her, but her mind is gone. You look even videos when that girl was a younger girl. She was cooked. She was something you tooted and boot. You just throw on some YG when you got her around you. But any other fool fall in love with her. I mean, a crazy girl make you fall in love, but she be attached to you. Agent Matt it's still in all ways. Salute Reggie Owens. Absolutely, absolutely. But let's go into this fool who leaving the FBI and about this fool, how he flipped out. He flipped out on Bondi back in when was that? Back in July or June. Let me see. This article should tell me. He flipped at her in July. That was him flipping out on her in July. That fool has come today and announced he is going to be officially leaving. Is he leaving because they sitting there hiding the Epstein files? And he may have seen the Epstein file. Hopefully he uploaded a copy of it. He just dropped it. He leaked it. Said Dan in mind. This is from July. Dan Bongino says Wade's resigning from the FBI. Says after heated confrontation with Pam Bondi, Donald Trump's personal whore. Says over Epstein files. Bongino, the deputy director, who should be the director, but Trump got an Indian as the boss of a dude who's he's a foreigner too. That Bongino name looks like it comes from Italy, but I think it's been here before. Patel. Let me say it like Trump would say, from Patel. Who got here first? The Bonginos were here first, so that makes him more of an American before Patel. Then Patel, fucking Donald Trump, man. You don't set no stand on what America is. God damn, Bondi ugly as hell. Man, that chick look garbage, homie. Man, make America great, man. Get rid of this waste, man. Got ugly ass chicks like this walking through goddamn DC. It's the problem with this country. That's why nobody respect America. Trump got all these ugly ass chicks up in this mug. Our whole goddamn government look doodoo, man. You can't, man, go at least bring some hoes up in there. You got a hoe for a wife. I mean, find some, let her recruit the chicks you bring over there. You got all these blind, a chick with blonde hair ain't beautiful, homie. You can cut that out. You got these old chicks with blonde hair like he a damn hairstylist. I knew Trump was zesty, homie. He basing chicks on how they hair look. These bitches come in with Shirley Temple curls and just rusted ass faces, face just melting off. Like, God damn, I know Donald Trump is financing Botox in his administration. Them chicks in their 30s with faces falling down. What's that shit when the people face droop? They got Bowles palsy, Bowles palsy face ass women in there. And he says, Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino says he's considering leaving his job since after a heated confrontation with Attorney General Pam Bondi over his frustration with how the Justice Department has handled the Jeffrey Epstein files. According to a person who has spoken with Bongino and a source familiar with the interaction that Bongino and FBI Director Kash Patel have had with Bondi. Bongino says Bongino is out of control, furious. The person who has spoken with the deputy FBI director said this destroyed his career. It says he's threatening to quit and torch Pam unless she's fired. Oh, he gonna get after her. So being that she's still there, when this dude leave, oh, I can't wait to see. He gonna go out like Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's falling apart always right with your boy, homie, on this whole administration. True American, homie. Reg, goddammit. I'm going to deport Trump because Trump ain't no real American. Reg is, though. Trump a damn foreigner. Little silver spoon foreigner. So Bongino says did not report to work Friday. Says amid speculations about his whereabouts. A source said familiar with the perspectives of Justice Department leaders who also believe that Bongino is considering leaving. And they're right months later. Says this came after a confrontation Wednesday at a meeting with Bondi and the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, who just, boom, this lady, Susie Wiles, you had a meeting with him. Susie Wiles, boom, Vanity Fair doing an interview with her. And she said, man, Trump a drunk. J.D. Vance is, what did she say about J.D. Vance? She said something about J.D. Vance. Oh, he conspiracy theorist. He don't know what he be talking about. Patel, did she say something? I think she did say something about Patel. They brought up something about Patel where he talking about he wouldn't get off a dang airplane because they say he's a little midget, and he wouldn't get off the G5 that he flying this little worthless little country singing chick he messing with, when he should be listening to Bollywood music. This fool's so busy trying to fit in with backwood America that instead of listening to Bollywood music and Arabian Nights and shit, he listened to country music. Don't know nothing about the country. That fool ain't never rode a horse. He ain't never seen a cowboy boot. The fool was wearing sandals before he got here. His dad was getting feed the children donations of clothing before he ever seen a store and purchased the clothes. Now this fool come in here assimilated. So we got this old assimilated chief. I think she said something about him, but he wouldn't get off his G5 plane, wasting taxpayer monies with this one copy sold country music singer, desperate broad, making a Patel trick on her. Patel gonna get impeached. I mean, not impeached. You're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna get fired. Also, this conversation comes at the Wednesday meeting. Says at the Wednesday at a meeting with Bondi and the House Chief of the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, who just went off on everybody. And this is 6 months after this. Says during which Bondi and Patel says were asked about a news story suggesting they were dissatisfied with the decision not to release any additional Epstein files, according to the source familiar with the perspective of Justice Department leaders and an additional source familiar with the meeting. Says the meeting got pretty heated. Says another source who was briefed on the meeting said Bondi, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, Patel, and Bongino says we're on the same page on this all along. Says until the criticism started to come in. The source familiar with the Justice Department's leaders' perspective says Bonjani couldn't take it. Says an FBI spokesman says did not respond. Let me see. This ain't getting into the nitty gritty. Says Trump is proud. That's when Trump come out after this fool blew up on us. Says President Trump has assembled a highly qualified and experienced law and order team. Says dedicated to protecting Trump, not Americans. Says holding criminals accountable, and then that's the last thing the FBI is about. The FBI is a shadow of what it's supposed to be. Under certain administrations of the FBI, they have never fulfilled that dream. They've been a tool against Americans. It is a spy agency against Americans, a treasonous agency against Americans. And then Madev says the Trump sting files, absolutely. And then Madev says he's starting a podcast next month. Says talking about the Trump sting files. Yeah. Oh, Bongino about to let a lot out the bag. Best believe he might end up going on Joe Rogan and convert Joe Rogan. Let me see U.S. manufacturing on ships. This is what I want to get into yesterday. U.S. ship manufacturing. Let me see. And I was looking at this thing where the South Koreans are coming in. They have brought up a damn shipping yard, paid what did they pay? $100 million. That is cheap. That is how low the value in American ship making. When America used to be kind of a leader in the building of large ships. Let me see U.S. ship manufacturing by market share. Let me see market size, market share. Let me do market share because this thing I was watching was like the U.S. only holds a 0.1% of global ship manufacturing. And now Trump is trying to get trying to get our positions changed, but everything that's popping off as far as what's going into America getting back into the competitive side of shipbuilding is foreign companies coming in here to run it. So the South Koreans have come in there and brought up one of the ports. Perfect. This is it right here. Boom. This is right here. This is perfect. So let's go into this. So this is how failed America is and where Donald Trump ain't going to change a goddamn thing. He didn't do in his first term. He ain't go, oh, wait, no. Before I go in that, let's go into Trump. I want to go into that little wall thing with Trump and what he put on the presidential wall of fame. So let me go back into that. Let me see how much this egotistical buffoon has thought of himself. So in 2016, campaigning under the slogan "Make America Great Again." Donald J. Trump says became the first person in American history says to become president without previously holding political office. That's a goddamn lie. Okay, I get what he's saying. I would get what he's saying. Says are serving as a wait. Is that true? Wait, no, because couldn't you put that about Eisenhower? Wasn't Eisenhower just a damn no, was he in the Senate or wasn't Eisenhower just a goddamn some kind of store owner or salesperson or something? No, he had to hold a public office. I gotta read into that. It says to become president, it says without previously holding a political office or serving as an officer in the military. It says after beating 15 other cat. Look, he just really loaded. This fool is really putting it on thick. Says, oh, let me read off to it. Says after beating 16 other candidates in the Republican primary, says he went on to defeat former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton in an electoral college landslide of he put the numbers on that shit. Goddamn Trump, boy, of a landslide of 302 to 227, representing an unprecedented realignment, says that turned the so-called blue wall of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin into future election battlegrounds. During his historical first term in office, President Trump signed the largest tax cut in history, built a booming economy, eliminated a record number of federal regulations, rebuilt the United States military, terminated the Iran nuclear deal and Paris Climate Accord, ended the NAFTA disaster, destroyed the ISIS caliphate, how you say that, says signed the historic Abraham Accords, and created the greatest economy in the history of the world. This is fool be lying his ass off. This fool really be throwing it on the 10. He says he also saved millions of lives around the world with Operation Warp Speed and his response to the coronavirus pandemic. This fool fucking is a fool. So many people died under this fool's administration and his handling of the goddamn virus. All right, hold on, let me wait till it pop up on the TV so I can see it clearer. All right, give me 1 second. It should pop up in a second. And there we go. Says on July 20th, 2025, Donald J. Trump says became the first president in 132 years to be sworn into office for a second term, for a second non-consecutive term, following his historic victory in an electoral college landslide of 312. Like, he put his numbers on. But he won't put the numbers that Joe Biden beat his ass in. God damn, this boy is stupid, man. This boy is really retarded, man. It says overcoming unprecedented weaponizations of law enforcement against him, as well as two assassins. Oh man, this fool building himself as a goddamn hero. Oh my god. Hey, whoever get in the office next, tear this shit off the wall and put the truth on it. This fool is a convicted felon, a Epstein file predator, all type of stuff, a sex offender, man, just add it on. So overcoming unprecedented weaponizations of law enforcement against him, as well as two assassinations attempt, says he won all battleground states by millions of votes, was the first Republican in decades to win the popular vote. Big and see, that's the thing. If Republicans don't win that popular vote. And what had happened is that the Democratic Party has really put a bad taste in American voters' mouths that a lot of people didn't turn out. So he became in decades to win a popular vote. Says big and won. Says this fool added extra. Says was the first Republican in decades to win the popular vote big and won 86% of counties in America. 2,700 to 520. All 50 states shifted. Man, this fool added all this shit. This goddamn ignorant ass president, man. Hey, we gotta impeach him off of these damn plaques. He deserve impeachment off of this stuff. All 50 states shifted towards the Republican Party for the first time ever. Says all 50 states. God dang, this dude be lying. Says that his inauguration, President Trump announced the beginning of the golden age, which is really the gilded age. You see that going on. A lot of y'all don't know about the gilded age. None of us were living during that time. Maybe Asian math, but none of the rest of us lived during the Gilded Age. And the Gilded Age is the era which led up to the Great Depression, and that is exactly what you guys are going to experience. Trump's golden age turned into what the Gilded Age was. All right, so announce the beginning. So y'all gotta learn y'all history. Y'all ain't true Americans out here. So announce the beginning of the golden age of America. It says, and he delivered. It says ending 8 wars in his first 8 months, securing the border, deporting gang members and migrant criminals, making our cities safe, and people still getting smoked in these cities. Says helping our farmers, defeating inflation, for lying and audits, reducing energy costs, lying, says, and drawing trillions of dollars of new investments, a record into the United States. This fool is a lie. Says President Trump says signed the largest tax cut in American history, the largest spending cuts in American history. He cutting back on the government. I don't know if he ain't definitely ain't cutting on spending. He just getting rid of government offices. Says and implemented the largest ever regulations cut. Oh, that is dangerous. That is going to be extremely dangerous. And you're seeing a lot that taking place right now. A lot is, and you're seeing it in the world of communications with the deals, these little Paramount deals and Netflix and all that other stuff. So he says, so spending cuts in American history, says, and implemented the largest ever regulations cut. He obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capabilities with Operation Midnight Hammer. Oh, it's stupid as shit. He says, convince NATO countries to agree to increase contributions from 2% to 5% of GDP. Says, reform the global trading system. Fool is lying. God damn. Says it made America rich. Says with historic tariffs. Remove critical race theory. Says and what is that? What is that? Oh, critical race theory and transgender insanity from public schools and ban men from women's sports. Says he began the construction of the Golden Dome. Man, I know this before he talk about that other place on the damn White House. He began the construction of the Golden Dome. What does that shit say? The Golden Dome missile defense shield, renamed the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. This fool be gloating like a mug about shit that don't make any goddamn sense. And has built, says it has built right here at the White House the magnificent Trump president. It's called the Trump presidential ball. This fool is ruining the hell out of America. He says and has built right here at the White House the magnificent Trump presidential ballroom after a 225-year wait. Says, but the best is yet to come. Oh my God, man. The best is yet to come. We don't need no more of this, man. Get this fool up out of here, man. Get old Epstein file Trump the hell up out of this damn country, man. Get him up out of our government. Get this fool gone, man. Let me see. Let me get back into the chat, man. And then Arnold Boxer says Trump equals comical entertainment, man. That should work for you because you got a Christian Rock brain. And then Axis says, what happened to my wrench? Says it's KG. Man, he talking about the wrench. Shit, you probably ain't been over here under that damn name. That's what happened to the damn wrench. And this ain't my same channel from if you had a wrench on the other one. Let me see. Let me add wrenches. People be wanting wrenches and shit. Let me see. I don't take wrenches, so if you ain't got a wrench on, that means you just got over to this mug, and it's a brand new channel. So this ain't that old channel y'all may have wrenches on. The channel may got the same name, but it ain't the same damn channel. It ain't the same channel. You know, I'm the king of getting thrown off of YouTube and having to start all over again. Let me see. 1 second. Yeah, because I don't look at the damn look, even Mir ain't got a damn wrench. Mir done been over here longer than damn everybody. Yeah, because I don't look at wrenches because we don't block people with wrenches and all that other crap. So don't be blocking people because you disagree with them. I read every question. People can disagree with me. People can say way out shit. I read all that shit. And then so I don't be looking at the wrenches where you block people because they may say something they disagree. You know how you go on channels, somebody disagree with whoever channel it is, they want to block them, kick them off. People write some sideways. I'm not one of these channels that flip out because somebody wrote something in the comment and all this other stuff. See them from above and they're rolling, laughing at Trump. I know Boxer says I'm glad they put all the great things Trump has done on the plaque. Says because now it's officially American history. No, it ain't. Ain't none of that American history. That should sit on that plaque, which gonna get destroyed because it can't go into historic archives. That's what Trump is in there praising himself. That ain't no historical facts. And then Matt F says Trumpstein files says should be on the next plaque. Absolutely. Let me get in the White House. I'm gonna have all. I'm gonna have Melania Trump busting the legs wide open. Her flight over here after her working on the track, the Figaro of Yugoslavia, wherever she come from, Transylvania or something. So let's go into this picture of what. So Refit to Rebuild says a blueprint to help boost U.S. commercial shipbuilding. Says competitiveness because America is in the dumps. Shipbuilding competitiveness says can be strengthened by what is that? Catalyzing investable demands in ship autonomy, alternative fuels, and smart ports. Says the future of the maritime value chain. And we ain't building crap. Like I was seeing this the other day where America was like number one. Like I think we ran like at 70% of shipbuilding. It was the UK and all these new countries, new developing countries have taken over that. And shipping is major. Is major for economy. Says the picture is hard to ignore. In 2020-24, U.S. Commercial shipbuilding represented just zero point 0.1, not even 1%, 0.1 of a percent, says of global shipbuilding output. These people have lost. Remember, those used to be great paying American jobs. People working in shipyards were great paying American jobs. And what happened to it? American bigotry. Handed it over to a bunch of bigots who didn't want to see the upward mobility of blacks. Who a lot of blacks back in the day had a lot of these jobs, working in American steel mills, working in American ports, working in America's post office, and all these jobs in these industries have been systematic and deliberately destroyed by the little bigots that a lot of you idiots go to ballot box and the idiots before y'all that had voted against their damn interests and put in the people whose whole agendas was to rid people of their abilities to sustain themselves for the present and for the future, and getting these jobs out of here, sending them over to developing countries, allowing these people to do the work for lower labor costs, teach them to know how to develop this stuff as ignorant as business people that they are, the same way you see the ignorance in American boxing, the way the promoters, because that's like bringing it down to a lower level what we see going on inside of America's failed capitalistic system. It's how we watch the damn idiots of America, the American side of boxing, the Al Haymans, Oscar De La Hoya, who else we had? Oscar De La Hoya, Bob Arum, Floyd Conn. I can put Al Heyman out. The boxers of Al Heyman's failed the damn system, and so we see as if and what's the dude Leonard Ellaby? He was part of that shit too, and some of the dumb little speeches he'll make about certain things, and where they failed this American system. American system began to plunge. Them getting a little bit too greedy. them up there counting every nickel and dollar and trying to force money out of your pockets, delivering you whack ass product. And then to a point to where the American people, the American consumer begin to be like, the hell with this. We don't want none of this. And then boom, who comes in here? The foreigners begin to come in here and to really start to snatch away this damn market. And then their shares just continuously increase. You get the Turkey Alex Sheik who comes in here. He comes in and dominates this market. The American market had been crashing with the people who've been left in place in it, deliberately destroying this. Deliberately destroying. It's the same thing you see with the American industries and stuff. As they deliberately, and this is all a target of going after black folks, and also going after white folks who demanded more through unions and all that stuff. All this stuff is when you're dealing with wealthy corporate types, and this is the danger of pulling things away from government providing jobs. And people are dumb enough, especially non-wealthy idiots, who believe in small government is beneficial to them. You got to be the biggest idiots. When you look at corporations and look at the pay scales in corporations, all the money sits at the top. Change flows out the pocket to the bottom feeder, which is the labor, until they replace you with AI and robots. It just goes to show of how idiotic people are in society. This is why y'all rather watch girls punch punch themselves in the head on TV all fucking day, because this is really kind of a depiction of what society looks like. You a bunch of women punch yourselves in the head and wonder why you can't think for shit. You can cuss. And so they continue to run this thing of taking away these jobs, sending them overseas. And therefore you have black unemployment at always at an all-time highs, rising. You begin to see the plight of black folks as the future goes on. That begins to fall apart. And it's a reason why women have moved up within the black households of being breadwinners, dudes, and even in the white households as well. I ain't gonna say it's a black thing, because a lot of men earn their income through labor, manufacturing. These jobs are gone and been given over to these other nations, who are now seeing spikes in their auto industries, in which they come over here into America and dominate the American auto industry, because the idiots of GM and Ford and Chevy sending all that work over there, teaching them. Same thing within our aviation industries, our tech industries, sending it over there because they don't want to pay Americans and deal with these unions who fight to make sure that you get the money you deserve to be able to afford a comfortable living, a living where you can walk away after putting 20 or something, 30 years, rather than waiting to retire in your 70s and dying before you can enjoy anything. And with that, and that's the factor why people have to work so long, because unionized work is almost non-existent in this country and shit. Country, company, whatever you want to call it. But they send all these jobs overseas, and these people have perfected this crap. And they are here to goddamn stay and reign supreme in it. So the says the picture is hard to ignore. And some of these fools over on the left side are some of the people who probably come from a family line of people who have ruined American industries. Because like I say, you used to hear people working in the ports and doing shipbuilding. These are, well-paying jobs, highly paying jobs, have afforded a lot of black people the ability to buy properties, put their kids through college and all that stuff. So the picture is hard to ignore. In 2024, U.S. Commercial shipbuilding represented just 0.1% of global shipbuilding output, and that's less than 1%. Says that same year, China State Shipbuilding Corporation says the country's largest shipbuilder delivered more commercial I'm adding words. Delivered more commercial tonnage than all U.S. yards combined since the end of World War II. The United States ranked 22nd among global flag registries, and only transports 0.2% of global container traffic, despite 6% of that traffic being processed by U.S. ports. How did U.S. shipbuilding get here? There is also significant foreign ship owners. Wait, do I click this one? How did the U.S. get here? Let's see. And where we at? What's holding this? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. So how do we get here? Says when steam and steel replaced wood and cells in the mid In the mid 1800s, U.S. ships, which were strong in wood construction, says transitioned more slowly than their British competitors. Says by the 1890s, the United States played only a limited role in global commercial shipbuilding markets. The Jones Act says sustained a protected U.S. domestic trade and mobilization during the World War One and World War II. Says showed that the United States could scale up quickly, though at higher costs and only for limited periods because they don't want to pay people. So they talk about this cost and all this other stuff because they don't want to pay people, but they'll fill the pockets of executives within these companies. So after the wars, capacity shrank as Japan, then South Korea and China expanded and mobilized, or sorry, modernized. An effort in the 1970s to rebuild U.S. commercial shipbuilding faded after the oil shock and says the subsequent subsidies changes. And I think they talk about the subsidies the government used to provide companies with subsidies. Once they start deregulating this stuff, and companies had to get out here and compete, versus the back when they used to subsidize stuff, the government set standards but provided money and helped alleviate some costs for some of these companies that were picking winners and losers in these industries. Says naval demand says help offset limited commercial demand. Says but budget volatility says led to inconsistent order cycles. Over time, structural they won't bring up that race shit because plays a major part in this shit, and the fact they didn't want to employ these type of people, and the fact that there were civil rights laws that force these companies to have to hire certain race quotas as well. It says over time, structural factors, higher input costs, a smaller protected market, says that limited scale and says in learning, and policies focus more on stability than productivity. Says have kept U.S. commercial ships comparatively expensive and output low. Says constraining competitiveness against leading Asian producers, and that's BS. Because while they saying all this dumb stuff, the Asians have gotten very wealthy. The Asians have expanded their classes, and the Asians have more money to spend and can afford more things. And then so here we are. It says there is also significant foreign ownership of U.S. port infrastructure. So foreign, and like I say, these same wealthy ass people who have shifted jobs over to other countries and allowed them to build shit. These people can come in here and buy up our ports, and there's a lot of Europeans that own our ports too. So there is also a significant foreign ownership of U.S. ports. Says by comparison, China accounts for 53%, South Korea for 29%, and Japan for 13% of the global commercial shipbuild market share. It says with the rest of the world making up the remaining 4%. So these three Asian markets dominate shipbuilding. The United States recognizes that a commercially competitive shipbuilding industry will help preserve and enhance both economic and national security. So that means our military ships is probably built by Japan, I will guess, rather than China. Wait, where are we at? In mine, America, them bomb them fools with a damn nuke. Let me see. Says it. Oh wait, let me see. Okay, yeah, there we go. Says the United States recognize that a commercially competitive shipbuilding industry will help preserve and enhance both economic and national security. To achieve this, U.S. shipyards and their suppliers would need to profitably design, build, and service commercial ships that can match or outperform global rivals on total cost, speed, quality, safety, and life cycle support. Because remember, America used to be arrogant when it came to manufacturing. The Chinese and the Koreans don't have the quality in their builds, and their products aren't of good quality. Man, that theory has been shot way to the goddamn to the core of the earth. They have debunked that shit all the way down. And those only talking points are what you hear with Donald Trump spews out this type of ignorance and being arrogant, morale, falsified morale boosting arrogance that they talk. Says beyond boosting trade, says a vibrant commercial shipbuilding industry can help underwrite naval capacity by keeping yards, suppliers, and talent engaged between periods of naval demand, making the maritime industrial base more sustainable and innovative. It says when private demand drives modernization, public funding can be 16B catalytic, says rather than permanent. However, U.S. shipbuilding industries faces a range of interconnected challenges, including complex regulations, funding shortfalls, and gaps in workforce and technology. And this is where government gets in the way of this crap too. Says that often results in slow, costly productions and over dependence on naval contracts. Copying the subsidy heavy models used by global shipbuilding leaders is not a viable path for the United States. And it says in its lack state-owned shipbuilders, suppliers, and large conglomerates that can absorb industry losses when they occur. Says this means that while subsidies can help U.S. shipyards operating in the short term, they do little to build long term competitiveness. The United States should pursue emerging opportunities in autonomous shipping, alternative fuels, and smart ports, disruptive segments reshaping the shipping industry. These new markets can generate investable demands across the maritime value chain, delivering near term revenue while laying the groundwork for higher complexity builds. Says this is because these emerging markets rely on cross industry technologies, many of which the United States already leads in, such as the artificial intelligence, AI, says the Internet of Things, clouds, and energy solutions, which these other countries are probably going to catch up with us as well. Says this can, and that arrogance will lead America to be passed by these countries. Says this can help raise more domestic and foreign capital, attract more firms with addictive workforce skills and experiences, and scale demand for new U.S. maritime products faster than those already controlled by the traditional shipbuilding leaders. Let me see. This article was written in what year was this? Oh, 2025. So this is a recent one. Because I was watching a film, and the film probably around the same time where they were speaking about this manufacturer being brought back to America, being brought back here, and and the fact that the what's some foods, the Koreans were the ones putting heavy investments in this mug. Says let me see, let me go back into the chat, and I'll be getting ready to get up off here. Says, oh, he's talking about the Bangino dude starting a podcast. Says coward avoided the military. Says when his country called him, talking about Donald Trump's scary ass chump, trying to push all this old war talk like he's some old war veteran, 5-star war vet. And then Go Young DJ says, did Reagan have a previous political position? Yeah, Reagan was the governor of California. Yeah, he was a governor of California. Then he went into the presidency. He was also a little scumbag working in Hollywood, betraying his friends and then playing them like they communists, and then getting their careers ruined and shit. And then Matt F says Reagan was governor, and then he says pardon the most pedos, talking about Trump. I know boxing, probably Reagan too. I know boxing says Trump equals comical entertainment, which is false. Says what happened? Oh yeah, he's asking for his wrench. And then oh, you can't read these. Okay, I had skipped the other comments up that was up earlier. And then Auto Boxing says I'm glad they put all the I read that one. I read that one. And he says, Deuce ain't said nothing to me about that mess. I don't know if Deuce was free or not, but Deuce, oh wait. He did say something. Oh damn. Hold on. Yeah, we can go live on the channel on it. Hold on, let me see. I don't know why he didn't write in the chat on here. Yeah, I didn't even. He should have wrote that in the chat here because I didn't hear his text. Why my text ain't going through? My text ain't buzzing and making that. My text ain't making that noise that it does. Hold on, how you turn this? I might have. You know what I might have did? Because I think I might have been in the meeting and I turned that that alarm thing off, that little notification thing. I went to my daughter's music performance crap, and I might have turned that damn. He said he got an hour or so. Okay, let's go. All right, I'm about to set up now. It up now. All right, we'll set up now then. So let me go ahead and make a new live for West Coast Wednesday, and I'm gonna end this one and flip right on over there. I'm gonna go. Let me see. We're gonna go this one. I'm gonna do it on here and on what's that crap? What's that mess called? That mess called Twitch. Twitch. Man, we gotta get into other music outside of just West Coast music, bro. Let me see. Let's go West Coast Wednesday. All right, West Coast rap. I might put a gang. I might dang. Who shit what I was listening to today? Damn, who knew albums all this? Everybody knew music is garbage right now. Did I hear anybody shit that was worth anything? Everybody knew music is kind of doo doo right now. The games is garbage. Let me see. I was trying to listen to the Nas one for a second time. That one really didn't hit. That not, and it ain't even just what everybody's trying to point blame at DJ Premier. It ain't even really DJ Premier's fault as far as why that album sounds the way it is. Just I don't know, just the context of everything is just way off. The whole concept to the album is just way off. It just don't fit. And it ain't like it gotta be an album that just spits negativity, spits street stuff. It was just off. It was just off. It didn't flow right. And then what's this crap with the Bears? Y'all hear the Bears trying to leave Soldier Field. So that sounds crazy to me that the Bears about to leave Soldier Fields. And then I see this other crap on ESPN. They got that 7'9" dude. That fool is trash, homie. They put out a dang thing on ESPN about this 7'9" dude at Florida. He a Florida Gator. He dunks for his first field goal. So he barely getting his first points, and it's a dunk. Man, that fool garbage, homie. So all these other times, I know he been on the court before. This fool ain't never scored a damn point. Man, this is trash. Get this old sideshow crap up out of here, man. He ain't no Wimby or nothing like that. Fool ain't got no athleticism, no skills. He got Trump blood in him. That's the problem. That's why he garbage. Fool got Trump genetics. Man, get up out of here, man. Get this Trump fool up out of here. But like I said, I got real laughter out of this damn Trump Walk of Fame. That fool is comedy, homie, because he ignorant. His comedy comes from his ignorance and bitterness. Like I never seen a dude who's walked a life in the billionaire class and he just bitter and angry at the world. And all it's gonna lead us to when people really get at him. And the Supreme Court need to hurry up on their decisions with some of the things that have been brought to their to their court to address some of the issues with Trump. Go ahead and make y'all decisions on birthright citizenship. I thought they would have been made a decision on that. Go ahead and address this tariff thing, whether he has the rights to do that. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. And Vice Cuz says, hey, Cuz, says you calling the most anticipated. Oh, heck yeah. Says fight of the year, says on Friday, says Anderson Silva and Tyron Woodley on the undercard. And see, and you know, I was looking at that because I was trying to see how much the fight cost. I didn't even know this fight was free. And the fact that I saw Anderson Silva, one of the greatest fighters in history, one of the greatest fighters, and you ain't hear me say in MMA, Anderson, one of the greatest fighters in history. Homeboy can fight, homie. And Tyron Woodley, who have both been guys put in the ring with Jake Paul. And Jake Paul putting money in their damn pockets. No hard feelings from Jake Paul, who is spreading the wealth, homie. I got major respect for Jake Paul, even if Joshua knocks him out. But I would not be surprised if Jake Paul ends up knocking Anthony Joshua out. I would hate if I didn't put it. I'm not gonna put a bet in, but I would hate if he knocked Anthony Joshua out and I didn't get a piece of some of that bread. I would be happy, and then another side of me be like, "You big dummy, why you at least put 100 or something on that dang a knockout? Like you big dummy, but it's Christmas time. I ain't trying to waste that, and that food don't knock him out. But it'd be crazy if he knocks Anthony Joshua out. Anthony Joshua would definitely go into hiding, but Anthony Joshua's probably gonna have a lot of money into his account. They gonna have a high number of viewership on this one, and they probably once again because I think they used Jake Paul the last time. Netflix saw a spike in viewership. Wasn't it Netflix where Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson? I think that's how I end up with Netflix. Is I end up watching that fight and had to get it. And he says Locked Out Wednesday on Twitch. Yesterday on Twitch and on the backup YouTube channel. But I'm out of here, folks. Let's go ahead and launch this West Coast Wednesday show. Let me go ahead and tell Deuce. Let me go ahead and set this up. Give me 1 second. And let me get up off of here. Let me get this title one in here. All right, let me go here. 1 second. Almost about to end this one, folks. Do my audio test and get some of this music rolling from the West Side. Test. You know, I want to hear. I'm going to play some, man. I've been hearing King T name mentioned quite a bit. I need to tap into some King T on mine. This is what I'm end up doing. I should have made me a roster, but I wanted, because I knew I was going to address this Trump thing. I didn't even think about doing me a list. But folks, that's all we got on this one. And he says, what's the music channel again? Let me go into Twitch. Hold on. Let me see on YouTube. It's Music with Reggie Owens. And I ain't gonna put the link in here because I know they don't want me putting the links on here on YouTube, so I ain't gonna do that. Let me try to keep things private. So Twitch is Reggie76544. So Twitch is Reggie76544. And this YouTube one, I think is Music with Reggie Owens. Hey, and RIP, man, I'll be watching these channels on all type of stuff. I'll be watching the fools who be hopping on the trains. This fool, one of them hobo like dudes who ride the rails. This fool had like a popular channel. I was looking at this fool videos popped up, and I seen that fool ain't put a video up. I like, man, this fool must be sick, or he must have passed away. Man, I went to go check his check up on if there was any updates on it, find out that fool was found inside of a lake. I'm like, that's a horrible way to die. I thought he at least got ran over by a train. That fool got found in a lake. I'm like, damn. So the music channel is Music with Reggie Owens, and then the Twitch one is Reggie, REGGIE 76544. So we out of here. Let me go ahead and go live on this one. Give me 1 second. And the time is now. All right, so there we are. We should be live. And let me go ahead and hit live. And hold on. Get everything right. And hitting live button right now. And we are live. There we go. What's up? Here on the backup channels on Twitch and on YouTube. Backup channel. I'm in this live right here on this main channel talking about that chump named Trump. And he says if Tony Joshua says doesn't put Jake in a says put Jake on the stretcher, man, says then it's fixed. No, it ain't fixed. It ain't fixed. You gotta give Jake his credit. He just stayed away from a big punch land on, which I doubt he'd be able to do. But we don't know where Jake Paul's skills at. Jake Paul is definitely improving in his boxing and ability around that ring, but I wouldn't say Joshua's the most experienced and most skilled boxer in history. I know Boxing says put the YouTube channel in the chat. No, I ain't gonna do that because I don't know what YouTube goes with me putting links. I've read something they don't want links and all that other crap shared to other stuff, so I ain't gonna do it. That's why I got my channel today. I got the that video taken down. and they stopped me from going live. They didn't give me no strike or nothing. They took it down. It wasn't because of the topic of what happened in Australia and the people. It was about, it was saying because they don't want videos where weapons are shown. So that's the reason why they pulled that video down. So that's why the first time I tried to go live, it wouldn't even play. It didn't even show on the screen. So I ended that one, immediately went back live again, was running that live, and then all of a sudden I was live for like 40 minutes. I had like 40 minutes in that live stream. That mess just went off. And that's what it was. It was saying they hit for the video. And I'm like, I'm gonna leave it at that. It wasn't about me talking. So some people going overboard, talking about, oh, you talking about them people or the Jews and all that. It wasn't nothing about that. It was about the video being you can't have weapons and videos and stuff on here. So it is what it is. I've been hit on this stuff for this crap. But we live over there. We live on the backup channel, folks. Peace, peace. We out. I'll catch y'all over there tuning in. On the back, we doing a lot. We doing music. We playing music. Out.